Hello and welcome. This is the exclusive English bulletin of Into Vietnam, broadcast on a daily basis on VITV. The top stories of the day. The HSBC says Vietnam will see long-run recovery. The Finance Ministry says state-owned enterprises equitization is falling behind schedule. And risks are rising from abusing capital issue. In its report on Vietnam's macroeconomy and market prospects in November, the Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation, better known as HSBC, says Vietnam will see a long-run recovery period with slow growth, sluggish consumption demand, prolonged deflation pressure, and prudent investment activities. The economic growth rate of 5 to 6% will be primarily fueled by the inflow of foreign funds, abundant employee manufacturing sector, and its active role in concluding its international free trade agreements. The bank forecast Vietnam will enjoy a trade surplus of $1.8 billion this year and drop to $0.5 billion in 2015. The HSBC says if Vietnam strives to curb the rush to expand credit, especially for ineffective state-owned sector, and put more emphasis on the country's strategic strength of trade and free movement of human resources, its GDP growth should be boosted further. HSBC expects the economy will pick up gradually between 2014 and 2016. The Finance Ministry says state-owned enterprises equitization is falling behind schedule, while Ho Chi Minh City is doing well on its way to privatize state firms in 2014. Watch the following news for more details.
The Finance Ministry said on November the 3rd, the equitization of SOEs is lagging behind schedule, as only 75 SOEs were equitized during the first 10 months of this year. It is expected about 200 businesses will be equitized this year. Meanwhile, the target is 432 companies in the 2014 to 2015 period. The ministry attributed the slowness of reform to lack of determination and drastic measures in some ministries, localities, and companies, along with impacts of the world's financial crisis and domestic economic difficulties on the financial and stock market, thus affecting SOE's public offering plans. To accelerate the equitization process, the ministry said it will continue perfecting equitization policies and mechanisms, enhance the supervisions over state-owned corporation and economic groups, and task businesses executives with greater responsibility for ensuring restructuring outcomes and progress. The Ho Chi Minh City's Business Innovation Committee said 17 groups and corporates registered to be equitized. In 2014, 12 out of 15 enterprises completed their privatization process, while the rest in the realty sector asked for permission to delay the equitization plan till 2015 due to unresolved property problems. 48 other state firms in the southern city registered to switch their business model between 2016 to 2017.
Reports by the Finance Ministry showed state budget revenues between January and October hit 719.49 trillion dong, fulfilling 91.9% of the whole year plan and rising 15.2% on year. Of the sum, domestic collection met 90% of the plan, rising 16.5% from the corresponding period last year. In the first 10 months, 853.6 trillion dong of the state budget was disbursed, with expenditure on basic construction accounting for more than 25% of the sum, resulting in a deficit of 134 trillion dong. Now, the Japan International Cooperation Agency, better known as JCAR, will send its experts to help southern provinces improve business environment from now till 2015. This is part of a large cooperation program between the agency and the Ministry of Planning and Investment, with a view to enhancing the relationship between Japanese enterprises and authorities in the southern provinces. Bình Dương Provincial People's Committee spoke glowing of Japanese organization initiative, which will open up more opportunities and help improve investment environment in Bình Dương and the southern region alike. Japan has disbursed $4.7 billion from 255 projects, topping the list of 36 countries and territories investing in Bình Dương Province. Most of the projects are involved in electronics, medical equipment, food processing and property, and trade and services. Now, the fourth quarter of this year and the next year will be the time for listed companies to kick off their plans to issue shares. It is good to raise capital on the stock market. However, amid business tough conditions, many individual investors are afraid of loss when firms abuse capital issues.
In comparison with borrowing from banks, to raise capital on the stock market has many advantages, the most prominent of which is that leaders of businesses will be under too much pressure of repaying.
Là các công ty nếu mà vay vốn ở ngân hàng thương mại thì rất là khó khăn và lãi suất rất cao. Thế một số công ty sẽ lựa chọn việc huy động vốn cho phát triển sản xuất kinh doanh bằng việc là tăng vốn qua phát hành cổ phiếu.
This is why businesses keep on issuing additional shares, pushing the difficulties to investors. When the dividend payment dates come, shares price in investors' account imperturbably decline to balance the quotation with the additional shares price. Therefore, purchasing more shares is not a good choice, but even if investors don't, the shares price also decline.
Nhưng chia giá rồi thì thị trường lại giá cổ phiếu vẫn cứ tiếp tục xuống. Còn cái cổ phiếu mình mua thêm ấy, có những cổ phiếu là 5 tháng, 7 tháng lúc được cổ phiếu mới về. Thì chỉ bằng mình đừng có mua cổ phiếu cái lúc chưa phát hành, đến lúc bây giờ phát hành mình mua lại có lời rất nhiều mà rất là nhanh.
Another concern matter is how businesses put into operation the capital after raising. Under the current regulations, firms' capital implementations must be reported to the State Securities Commission and be expressed to the market in every 6 months until the full amount is totally disbursed.
Để được phát hành ra công chúng thì hiện tại chúng ta có rất nhiều các quy định. Ví dụ như các doanh nghiệp phải đảm bảo là tình hình tài chính tốt, hoạt động có lãi, không có lỗ lũy kế, báo cáo tài chính phải rõ ràng minh bạch, không có các cái khoản ngoại trừ trọng yếu. Và để được phát hành thì doanh nghiệp phải đảm bảo là công bố thông tin đầy đủ về tình hình tài chính, tình hình quản trị công ty cũng như là công bố chi tiết về cái kế hoạch, về chi tiết về kế hoạch cũng như tiến độ sử dụng vốn huy động được từ đợt phát hành.
The regulations are very specific, but what happens in fact? Investor can never find this kind of information.
Khó để có thể quy định như thế nào là được phát hành thêm hay không, thì bản chất nhất thì người nhà đầu tư phải tìm hiểu kỹ về ngành của doanh nghiệp đó. Chỉ có thời gian thì nó sẽ chứng minh được doanh nghiệp đó sử dụng vốn nó sẽ tạo được nguồn lãi như thế nào. Theo tôi nghĩ thì cũng thật khó có biện pháp mà để có thể kiểm soát được cái tăng vốn điều lệ.
Apparently, no business leaders have been severely punished for losing shareholders' capital. Its Vietnamese stock exchange market lacking of technical measures to protect investors when firms abuse additional capital issue.
And the final part is summary of local gold prices, forex and stock market. our program has come to an end. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon and goodbye for now.